Welcome back, guys and probably girls. I received some requests to produce a workout video which has quite a lower grade of difficulty. So I decided to produce some content which is quite individual, adaptable to everyone's own skill level. This workout routine will especially focus at those persons of you which are probably not that used to sports and exercises. Therefore, I tried to keep the complexity of the exercises and the length and intensity of the workout quite as low as possible. Following, I will list some recommendations as well as variations of exercises I think which are very basic and also very important to gain some basic strength. I divided the content up into quite 4 main categories, such as pull exercises and push exercises, which are mainly focusing at our upper body, leg work for our lower body, and last but not least, core exercises. Following, I will present several different exercises of each category, which are quite differentiating in difficulty, so requirement skill level. Every category will be sorted uprising, starting with the most easy exercises and then successively increasing to the most demanding and most complex ones. For everyone who is interested in particular or in further, I will post all of the details, the name of all exercises below the video. Here comes the question. Now, how should you design your own workout? First, I would recommend doing about 3 up to 5 sets, which means one set includes a specific amount of repetitions of some exercises you chose from each category. If your level of ambition is, for example, pretty high, you want to do 5 sets, then you should take 5 exercises from each category, which means 5 exercises multiplied by 4 categories. The question about how many repetitions is quite now individual depending on your own targets. For example, are you interested in first gaining some muscles, building some strength and having no specific targets? So you should set your own goal at about 8 up to 15 repetitions. Another example, are you already dedicated to sports, conducting sports, for example explosive sports such as basketball, football or athletics? Then you could adapt the complete workout more to your personal interests. For example, focusing at endurance means getting your repetitions up to 20 up to 30s per exercise. While focusing for some explosive power and strength would mean getting a separation of your eccentric and concentric movement. So concentrating and slowing down your movement when you are going together with the gravity and getting some very high explosiveness as much as possible if you are going against the gravity in your exercises. If you are not able to get at least the 8 minimum repetitions, this exercise may be too hard for you. So take a little step backward and try one of the more easy variations. Proper execution is always more important than the amount of repetitions or the amount of weight you are lifting. Let's start with our push exercises. Over here it's pretty important to get a straight and tangent position by locating your complete body as a straight line. What also makes a good athlete is a proper range of motion. Let's use the complete available amplitude to get the maximum impact at our muscles. Starting with the easiest exercise, we have kneeing push-ups. Again, also over here, focus at a straight body position so that your knees, hips and shoulders building a straight line. Next we have incline push ups. Getting as low as well as high as possible to use the complete amplitude of motion. Third exercise, ordinary push-ups. Same conditions like before. Locate your hands at shoulder width and slightly rotate it outwards. Fourth exercise, width or crucifix push-ups. Over here we have located our hands way outside of our shoulders and even more rotated outside. Fifth exercise, samurai push-ups. Our leading hand should be in front of our head, the other supporting hand next to our hips. To get a good amplitude of motion, you should not extend both of your arms before conducting the exercise. Otherwise, there will not be any range of motion. Try to get as straight as possible without the movement of your hips. Sixth exercise, tight or diamond push-ups. Here we have 3 levels of difficulty. First, having your hands or your built diamond quite at chest height. Second, at height of your belly. Third, barely at the height of your waist. Seventh exercise, Hindu push-ups. While going downwards in the motion, our elbows get bent and nearly touching the ground, not getting rotated outside. This would be really bad for your shoulders. This is one of the onlyest exercises at which we conduct a hollow back. Also keep tension in your legs, shifting the weight to your upper body. Eighth exercise, Spiderman Push Ups. Nothing special over here at this movement, with a quite little exception to ordinary push-ups. While rotating our hips outward in the down movement, trying to touch our elbows with our knees. Ninth exercise, Pike Push Ups. Again, it should be focused to get the legs as straight as possible, shifting as much weight as possible to our upper body, in specific our triceps and shoulders. 10th exercise, Archer Push Ups. Over here we are conducting a width or a crucifix push up, but staying at the lowest, so most impacting position, shifting our weight to both arms after another. 11th exercise would be decline push-ups, but I forgot about to record. Let's remember our incline push-ups over here. Now imagine doing it quite the other way around. Having our feet elevated and our upper body in the lower position. The higher you elevate your feet, the more weight you are shifting to your upper body, in specific your shoulders, if you are getting too high. 12th exercise, Lalane Push Ups. It's a more on coordination focusing and complex exercise, but you can quite compare it to one arm push-ups, which I forgot to record over here, but which would be also at the very end of the scale, so being very hard. Focus at your lower back and don't do a hollow back. Next category, pull exercises, focusing mainly at our back. First, keep the tension and also your weight by your muscles, not sinking into your joints. We try to use the complete amplitude of motion. Don't doing any cheat reps to get 2 or 3 more. We are conducting pull-up exercises, not swing-up exercises. So avoid using any momentum. If you get into some kind of swing, stop your body and concentrate again to generate all power from your muscles. First exercise, assisted pull-ups. It's quite good to have some bars over here, but not necessary. You can also conduct these exercises, for example, at a desk. The lower you are getting with your body, the more intensive the exercise gets. You can easily monitor and control this aspect by recognizing how much of the weight is laying on your foot instead of hanging on your arms. The last variation I would call barely pull-up is the most intensive assisted one. Second exercise, Excentric Pull Ups. That's a general recommendation. If you are unable to perform any complex exercise, start with the eccentric movement, which means skip the part of the motion in which you have to fight the gravity and then focus at the part of the motion where you can go together with the gravity, trying to use your muscle as brakes It's also pretty helpful to conduct the exercise static, which means locking the motion in the most hardest position, for example 90-degree angle of our pull-up. Third exercise, pull-up in crack or comp handle. The comp handle shifts more weight to your biceps. The crack handle shifts more weight to your back, which is the better option in our case, I would recommend. Fourth exercise, Commando Pull Up. Over here our angle of view has quite changed, so our grip is building a lead and a following hand. If you now conduct 12 repetitions, I would focus at having the right hand, leading hand for 6 and also the left hand afterwards, leading hand for 6 repetitions. Fifth exercise, width pull-up. With this exercise we have the hugest impact at our back from all exercises we already mentioned. Sixth exercise, archer pull-ups. Quite equally to our archer push-ups, we are over here getting into the highest position, then doing some skill work by shifting the weight from the left to the right side and back again. There's also again a harder version, which would be the one-handed pull-up, but if your skill level is that high that you can conduct this exercise, you quite will not view such a video, therefore I renounce to mention. Third category, our legs or our lower body. Again, some execution aspects. The stand should be chosen shoulder wide, toes slightly outwards rotated. Avoid under all circumstances any straight motions right in front or back of you where you are quite doing the exercise more comfortable for you by loading some of your weight into your joints instead of the muscles. Range of motion should be clear, we want to use as much amplitude as possible. First exercise, ordinary squat. I personally prefer using my arms in front of my body as counterweight, which enables me to don't get that much in front of my toes with my knees. Really focus at the execution of this exercise, trying to load all of your weight into your muscles. Until you are experienced and feeling comfortable with this exercise, I would highly recommend do this exercise slowly and concentrated. Don't let yourself drop into your joints. Do the eccentric and concentric motion really controlled. If you are getting really low, so literally with your ass to the grass, you will recognize the impact on your muscles will go away, and so you know the most of the weight is now at your joints, which is definitely negative. Second exercise, lunges. 2 90-degree angles should be built with our legs. Again, focus at a controlled, slow movement. Letting yourself drop downwards with your knee into the ground is really bad. Also, don't forget to train both sides at this motion. Third exercise, posterior chain. At least only your shoulders and your feet should be in contact with your grounds, not your elbows or your hands. Elevate your hips that much that your shoulders, hips and knees are building a line. Now controlled sinking down until you touch the ground and explosively getting up again. For a more advanced version, increase the distance between your feet and your butt. The most intensive way to conduct this exercise is one-legged, having our not involved leg straight towards the heaven. Fourth exercise, explosive squats. Again, we separate eccentric and concentric movement, getting low really slow and controlled, but then as explosive as possible, getting upwards again, barely but not literally jumping off. Fifth exercise, jump squats. This is the quite more intense variation of the former explosive squat. Focus at jumping as high as possible and bouncing all of the weight you are getting by falling down through your muscles, not through your joints. 6 exercises. Jumping lunges. Only conduct this exercise if your execution of the slow and controlled lunges is appropriate. Jump as explosive and as high as possible, but also concentrate at falling down and bounce off all of your weight through the muscles instead of with your joints. 7th exercise, one-legged squats. Over here we don't only have the doubled amount of weight, we also have an increased coordinative aspect. Let's come to our fourth and last category, core muscles. First exercise, baby crunches. Keep your hands at your ears, not behind your head. Keep your shoulders above the ground. Legs starting at 90-degree angle. Then alternately moving your right elbow to your left knee while your right leg is extending. Then moving your left elbow to your right knee while the left leg is extending. Second exercise, Teletubby crunchers. Have your hands at your belly in case of Teletubbies at your TV. Elevate your head as well as shoulders. Straighten your legs and then start to pedal. Focus at having your legs as low as possible. If you elevate them, it's getting too easy. For more intensity, change between the straight and straddle version. Third exercise, lateral cruncher. Lay down to your loin, not to your complete side as well as back. Locate the leg of the side you are laying at way to your butt, locating your other leg quite vertically above it. Put the equal hand of the side you are lying at your belly, the other hand again at your ear, not behind your head. Use the complete range of motion by laying your head down to the ground and then getting the complete crunch upwards. I really recommend to don't do this exercise explosively. Conduct it concentrated and in the complete range of motion. Fourth exercise, cover press. Locate your hands way below next to your hips. Straighten and elevate your legs. Get your legs up to 90-degree angles, so vertically above your hips. A higher angle than 90-degree increases the intensity. Locating your legs way more to the head decreases, which we don't want. Now elevate your complete core, controlled by using the force of your hands, your arms and your upper body. Sinking down with your straighted legs again until you touch the ground, then taking off again. Fifth exercise, jackknives. Don't cheat yourself, elevate your upper body as well as your straightened legs simultaneously. Perform the advanced jackknives version by staying at the most intense position, then tapping the ground at the left and at the right side of your body with your hands. Sixth exercise, V-ups. Keep your legs straightened up at 90-degree angle approximately and then lifting your upper body again and again, trying to touch your toes. Seventh exercise, windshield wipers. Locate your arms at a 45-degree angle approximately of your body, but feel comfortable to choose your own position. Bring tension to your arms and hands. Increase again your straightened legs and keep them tight together. Then moving as far as possible to both sides after another. You should focus at keeping ground contact with both of your shoulders during the complete exercise. Eighth exercise, L-sit variations. First, the more easy version by having your legs tucked. Afterwards, the complete gymnast L-sit. Focus again at straighted legs. Ninth exercise, tucked core elevation. Herefore you quite need a bar. Tuck your legs to your upper body, then controlled elevate your complete body until your toes touch the bar. Afterwards, let them sink down again, controlled, smooth and slowly. Way more intense version of this exercise is to bring your upper body in parallel position to the ground, then starting to pedal by alternately straightening the one leg while tucking the other one. Another alternative version is quite elevating your body again in the tucked position, then straightening one or if you are able both legs, and slow down the sinking motion by your core muscles. Last exercise again at 2 alternating stages of difficulty focuses at our lateral core muscles. Locate your forearm at the ground and the pads of your feet at an elevated object. Straighten your complete body again. Keep your uninvolved arm straightly spreaded. Then use your upper leg to do some knee elevation. Don't neglect uplifting your toes. For the more advanced version, do this complete exercise not on your forearm with ground contact, but at your hand, so straighted arm with ground contact. Hopefully the tutorial was quite informative. Peace out.